Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Check out our large assortment of logo merch and our lifestyle collection as well. Just head over to abvnetwork.com and click on shop. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebartogo.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we will sing the praises of stuff we don't like via sarcastic rants and mix in some stuff we actually do like to make sure you can't tell which is which. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Chrissy Spetz, Ryan Thompson, and Jim Fosnot.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Howdy.
How we doing?
Hello.
Good. So, yes, we got a concept show here. This is something new. We've never done this before. I think it's going to work. So we're going to make these very sarcastic comments. And it's Becca's idea. So she got half the writing credit here. So she came up with the concept, and then I put together the notes and how we do it and all this. And I think it's going to be fun. And then we'll mix some real stuff in there too. So you can't ever say you said this about that. And I know you're being sarcastic because we're going to mix some real stuff in there too. So you'll never know which ones we are, telling lies about. So yeah, I think it'll be fun. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, Jim said there's something he wanted to talk about though. What is that, Jim?
So I was just talking to my son about something the other day, but what is there as an adult that you don't like to do by yourself? Like an example, you go out to dinner by yourself, like not at a bar, but like just sitting at a table in a restaurant by yourself. Like, is there something as an adult that you just find kind of awkward to do by yourself?
Yeah, I would say I'm okay with dinner by yourself because I used to travel. I was a sales guy and traveled all over, so a lot of dinners by yourself. But I think a weird one, and I can do it. I've done it before. But go to the movies by yourself. I think that's a weird thing. That's a communal group experience. I think
that one is a hard one.
So I think that's a weird one. It just feels weird if you're in a movie theater by yourself.
Steve, that's where I was going as well. I've watched plenty of movies at home by myself, obviously, and I really enjoy that.
That never feels weird.
Downtime.
But
going to a theater solo, probably not.
Yeah, not fun.
I'm not a fan of hiking. Not hiking alone. I love to hike, but it's one of those things where I have to have somebody to talk to. Usually people get frustrated because they're like, they have their...
also the murder aspect.
Yeah, they creeps me out.
The murder part.
I artifact hunt for like arrowheads and stuff. Yeah. And one time I went alone and I had this awful like decaying scent. And I was like, holy shit, if I find a dead body, because I watch all those murder TV shows, which... Well,
sure, you got to watch those. Yeah.
My brain.
Yeah.
And literally, I actually was so petrified I left. And I would say hiking, yeah, definitely. I don't actually like to do anything alone. It's weird. I always like to have when I don't have people with me, I talk. I'll talk to myself.
You would love my backyard. I got arrowheads all over the place back there.
Get out of here.
Yeah. All right. Here's one that could just make your life, Jim. You know who likes searching for arrowheads but doesn't have the time but would like more time? Sandy. No, she just told us that on the Bourbon Talk Show the other day. You should say if you're ever in St. Louis, you should go. We're loaded with arrowheads. She'd probably be there in a second, and you could have Sandy hanging out at your place. Yeah.
Whenever it rains, I can go out there and find an arrowhead.
What what part of town?
I'm in Cedar Hill.
Okay,
Missouri.
yeah.
There's this kind of bluff behind me that funnels down to a point, and it used to run that there's deer all over this, so they'd run the deer because of the bluff on both sides, and so there's just arrowheads all over there from
those. The runoffs are the best.
Yeah, there you What about you, Miss Beka Sue? What do you not like to do alone?
I was like thinking about different things. I was like, I don't like to do that by myself. And I'm like, no, I've done that by myself numerous times. And like, I kind of learned to do a lot of things by myself and enjoy doing some things by myself, just like traveling. Like I've gone to concerts alone, which I was like, oh, concerts. I was like, no, I've gone to concerts by myself and I was fine. It was a little bit awkward. I'd rather be with someone at a concert, but something that I would not like to do by myself, especially because I see it a lot here, is go on tours, distillery tours specifically, but just like tours alone. Because like when especially in like places that maybe aren't as busy, like, because we get people that come in just by themselves to do tours, which is fine. But I just feel like awkward, like just having just a one-on-one, like when it's just a one person that we're doing a tour with, it's like almost like weirdly intimate, like for the tour guide. And you're like, this is like weird. Like you're not my friend, but I like feel like I can only look at you. I really wish you wouldn't have just came by yourself. So I'd have two people that I can bounce my eyes back and forth at. And I just feel like it's weird going on. Like, I mean, I do it if you want to do it. There's nothing wrong with it. But for me, I would feel really weird doing that.
You're not making out with them on the tour, are you?
Well, it depends.
Sometimes.
Gotta sell that bottle.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, it's just a little bit weird, but also like, I said, I've gone to concerts by myself, but that's just weird. And I just end up getting blacked out drunk.
I don't understand getting blacked out drunk at a concert. A lot of people do that. I don't understand. Just stay home and drink then. That's what you're going to do. I want to experience the band.
I had a blast, I guess.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Allegedly, I had a blast. I'm still friends with someone on Facebook that I met at the concert. Some like random dude that was like just at the concert. I went to a Deftones concert in Oklahoma City, and I was like up there, and he's like, "You want to get my shoulders?" I went, "Yeah." And this was like 10 years ago, and he's still like just. I don't know. It's just weird. It was just really weird. And I just blacked out and somehow got home.
I fell asleep at a concert, a whole Grateful Dead show.
Sounds like a boring concert.
Well, it's not. It wasn't. No, I overserved myself. And I literally fell asleep at the beginning. And the Grateful Dead. I mean, they go on for hours. So I probably took a 4-hour nap. I paid for plane tickets, concert tickets, and I slept.
I would be mortified. I would be mortified.
3 days of the Dead.
How good was it?
I don't think I slept for 3 days.
Was it a refreshing nap?
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She woke up. She was ready to go. She was ready to go.
Everybody else was going to bed.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Jim, you asked the question. Is there anything that you do not like to do alone? But you're scared,
a lot of things you guys were talking about, but the one thing specifically for me, my son was like 14 or 15. He was taking some classes down at Wash U in St. Louis. And so I'd have to kill a couple hours. He couldn't obviously drive himself. And so I'd have to go do different things by myself to kill time. And at one point I'm like, well, I haven't been to the zoo in years. I'm going to go to the zoo. And I just couldn't bring myself to go to the zoo by myself. I'm like, nothing screams pedophile like a 45-year-old man. I'm like, I'm not doing it. So I just sat in the car and read for 2 hours instead. I'm like, no, I'm walking through there by myself.
Guess what, Jim? I went to the zoo by myself once, and an old man walked up to me and asked to take my picture. So I concur. You should not go to the zoo by yourself.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. All right. Well, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Ryan. Ryan, what do you got there, man? What are you drinking?
Well, actually, you had mentioned Peerless on the pre-show there, and I actually pulled a bottle of Double Oak Peerless out to enjoy tonight with my friends here. So I'm enjoying a little Peerless Double Oak that I got back in December when I was out there in Louisville.
All right. You want to try cork pop on there? See how you do? Let's see what you got, man.
I don't know, buddy. The old Peerless Double Oak.
Okay, not much there.
Quiet.
Not much there.
No.
Chrissy, you're next. What do you got?
I am actually drinking my own product, my rye whiskey.
Okay.
And it's damn good right now. Let's do this.
Okay, that's a lead. Not bad. I think you're still going to be the lead against me because I've got a bottle of Kentucky Spirit here. The new cheesy, terribly designed label. Bottled's no good. Let's see what we got here. No. Chrissy's got the lead. Jim, you're next.
I've got some Spirits of French Lick, Lee Sinclair 4-grain.
Oh, there's a new lead.
Oh, you won.
Chrissy almost jumped off the chair there, so that was so loud. All right, Jim's got the lead. Beka, you're between Jim and victory. What do you got?
I've got a bottle of our 4-year-old Kentucky brandy.
Okay. Nice, but not enough. Not enough.
You've practiced that, I can tell. Put it right in front of the microphone. You know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm doing, Ryan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's been here quite a while, so yeah, she's got it down. All right, gang. Cheers.
Cheers.
Way to go, Jim. All right. We're going to take
I did spit out my first sip because I was right in the middle of enjoying it when Jim had his pedophile at the zoo comment. So I need to time my sips more appropriately when Jim's not speaking.
Yeah, you're a rookie here. You'll get better. All right. All right, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, it's time for the Sarcasm Show. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley of the ABV Network. Let's talk about the people who make this show happen. First up is Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Company founder Andy Lang started distilling as a hobby while serving his country as an elite Green Beret. Andy distilled all over the world during his time in the military and brought this passion back to him in the U.S. when he returned home. A visit to Leatherwood combines Andy Lang's unique distilled spirits and a museum of artifacts from his time serving the U.S. Share a drink with a fallen soldier at their bar where you can grab an acrylic bio off the wall that celebrates the individuals who gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect his or her country. They will also ship their distilled spirits directly to you, so check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at neelyfamilydistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
This is Mr. Bill. You're listening to the Bourbon Daily. And I'll drink to that.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today, we're going to be telling only 100% truths.
Yes, we are. So the fun of this is no one can be called out. I told the group here beforehand, we'll say something. Either that'll be it and we'll move on, or if someone would like to comment on someone's comment, they can only further that point that was being made there. They have to agree and further the point. So again, some of these are going to be real things we're stating. Some are going to be totally sarcastic. I'm going to go first, and I'll go with the example that I gave the group here. And again, you guys, listeners, you don't know if this is true or not. You don't know how I absolutely feel, but this is what I'd like to say. So I think that the best bourbon comes in at 80 proof, and that is the way that it should be enjoyed. I like the fact that a lot of the flavor gets stripped out and stuff like that. And the water, it adds a nice watery mouthfeel to it. I think that's
cocktail.
Yeah.
Great
It's perfect for a cocktail.
What is your favorite cocktail to have with an 80 proof bourbon there, Steve?
Yeah, so I'll get like an old fashioned, and then that'll be good.
And with your you're like an extra like ice, and you want like
with extra ice,
a whole orange in it, right?
Whole orange, yeah.
It's like that's like my jam, like an entire orange, 5 cherries.
Right. Or I like when they take it. It's best when you take all the fruit
ice
in the bottom and then grind the fruit. That's the best too. When you grind the fruit in the bottom. Yeah.
I really enjoy putting some essential oil orange in mind.
Oh,
Yes.
That really gets a high.
Right there.
That's good.
High concentration.
That's the best.
That's good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if you're feeling it, I mean, you got the ice in there, maybe another splash of water just to kind of calm things down.
It evens it out.
Yeah,
If
it evens
really-
it
You got to make sure you're drinking it through a straw, so you kind of get it off the bottom, getting this
out.
flavor.
That's
Jim,
true.
yeah, that's where I was going, Jim. You
It's
have
good.
to have the straw there.
And you get drunker that way, so it just makes sense.
It makes sense. All right. Anything else that are?
I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think that like distilleries themselves, like their brands are going to be like not a thing anymore. And I think that only just brands, and I'm just calling because NFTs are becoming such a big thing now. You know, non-fungible tokens or however they are. I think that's gonna be the new wave of whiskey. Is brands for distilleries are going to go away, and it's only going to, or you know, just from the distillery, and only you know, like these big billionaires who are buying the different their own brands.
That's where the passion
and they're
is.
buying the whiskey.
The people who are making the whiskey, you're not getting the passion. The people who have the money and then just buy a brand and then
they're
sell.
making-
That's where the
they're
money.
putting out
That's
nice
where the passion
bottles.
is. Yeah.
Everyone else isn't really doing shit, you
Yeah.
know. So it's like, might as well just make the stuff, shut up about it, sell it off to someone who's going to actually put in the
Yes.
work. Because that's a problem these days. No one wants to work.
Oh,
So
amen.
you should make non-fungible barrels.
There you go.
Exactly.
And that's
It's
We're
just-
actually working on a project, an NFT project, but it's non-fungible taste is what we're doing. So it really doesn't taste much like anything at all. And so it's use your imagination. And it could be $100 glass or it could be a $10 glass, and it's up to you.
I'd prefer the $100 glass. I mean,
well,
all
you can
things
have that in
aside,
your own
that's what I
non-fungible-
want to spend $100 a glass for sure.
If you
That's-
put, if
it's
you
gonna
put
be
the
80
proof,
words in
right?
someone's
It'll be
head,
proof for sure.
they'll come up with
Yeah,
it.
of 80 proof, $100
Yeah.
glass for 80 proof.
Come up with the flavors.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're working on that. So stay tuned.
If you tell them though, if you say it has notes of this and you know the layers are incredible, they'll believe it. I mean, they're like, I get it.
Yeah,
I totally get it. It could
Yeah.
be. So you can
Yeah.
sell them on
Consumer
that.
just needs to be told what they're tasting.
Yeah.
That's all they
Everything-
need, really.
Because you can totally be wrong with your tasting notes. You need to listen to professionals who will give you the tasting notes. That's the key. Yeah.
Well, because everyone else is like they're wrong. It's like
Right.
you're not tasting apricot. You're wrong, obviously.
Right.
Because you don't work at a distillery. You don't own a brand. So just shut up about it. That's not what you taste. This
You're
is
not tasting
really
juicy fruit.
marzipan.
Right. Right. Yeah. Your taste what we're telling you're tasting, and that's what, and you're going to like it then.
Ridiculous.
I like it.
People are full of themselves.
Yeah. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Well, I was just going to
We've
say.
done all real ones so far. We got to fix some fake ones in there too, folks. So yeah, it's all.
Well, I've got another release coming out. I know that this is a bourbon show, but we've been working on a 10th Mountain tequila lately, and we're using Eagle County agave grown right here in our backyard in Colorado. So we're excited to release that here in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Keep us
Yeah.
posted on that. That's
It's gonna be fun.
fantastic.
I know
That
Steve,
sounds
you're looking
amazing.
forward to that. You enjoyed some when you're out here last, right? Remember that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah, Eagle County agave. It's only grown here in our county, and it's even hard to grow here in our county given our mountainous terrain.
I was
But
gonna
we've worked really hard with some local farmers to grow it, and here we go.
There you
You
go.
harvest it yourself.
Yeah,
And you're doing it,
out there this morning. Yeah,
and I'm assuming you're doing the classical way where you're doing it in clay ovens and copper pots, and with all the agave to break it down.
well, yeah, we built all that from scratch. We hand molded the clay ovens with our bare hands ourselves. It's really quite the process, but I'm really glad we went through all the agonizing manual labor to do it that way, because I really think it's going to result in an amazing tequila that probably hasn't been on the shelf yet. So
Okay.
Well, probably at that altitude, you're going to get different flavors out of it than they've ever had there in Mexico. So that'd be
that's
can't wait for that to hit the market.
yeah, strong point, Jim. Strong point
Yeah.
there. I think you're going to be right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hire a celebrity to put it out there. It'll be a hit.
Celebrity bourbons are the best. You bring up a good point. Celebrity bourbons, tequila, whatever. They're, again, they bring their passion to it. They're never about just putting their name on a label. They're about what's in the bottle, and they pick better stuff than we could make ourselves even. So yeah, I'm a big fan of anything that's tied to a celebrity. I think they do amazing stuff.
I have to disagree. I do, because they have the money to do it. Some of us, distillers.
See, I think you forgot someone show run for a second.
Chrissy, that's very valid point. I'm glad you raised that.
They can do anything.
I'm with you. I mean, they got the money, right? Like you
They
said.
can actually pay a very creative, passionate distiller to make their spirits.
All right. I think on that note, that's as good as we can do. One last thing, and then we'll wrap this thing up. The sexiest man in bourbon, clearly Jim Fosnot. So there you go. Thank you for listening to the Sarcasm Show.
Zero doubt.
Yeah, sexiest man in bourbon right there. All right, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Chrissy, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Svets1, Facebook, Christina Svets, and we have SamuelBurton.net. We're on Facebook under Samuel Burton.
Ryan, how about you?
10thwhiskey.com is our website. That's 10th whiskey with an E.com, or across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey.
All right, Jim.
You can find me on Facebook at Jim Fosnot or Sexiest Man Alive. You can also find me on Instagram at FozJim. And going forward, you'll find me on Friday nights hosting Jim's Big Pour Barrel Pick Tastings. You can get tickets on Eventbrite. Find me there.
There you go. Miss Beka Sue.
You can find my NFTs over on my NFT site, Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's. You can also find me on Twitter or on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got an important website, and that thing's abvnetwork.com. That's the one you got to check out. Everything that we do is out there. All of our non-sarcasm shows, we've got them posted out there on abvnetwork.com, so check it out. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. Farnets, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.